I know you like lists, so today we're going to go over 5 things your real estate agent should know if you're buying a home. These are not the typical things that you would think of, but they're points of data that you should be aware of. And your real estate agent should be able to at least ballpark these, if not know them exactly. And these are the things that you're going to want them doing research on. My name is Jonathan Green. I run a big team called Streamline Properties on Market, brokered by eXp Realty. And we train our agents to make sure that they know all of these things so that all of your bases are covered when you're looking at a home and that you have all the data you need to make an informed decision when you want to make an offer. Let's get started. Number one is the average price point in the area. Now, there's a big difference between when somebody really knows the answer to this. If you're ballparking it and you say, oh, 400,000, I mean, anybody can give you that broad number. Does somebody have to be as exact as $403,262? No, but you really want to know exactly what the average is for the town. And then as we get further in this list, you'll see that there's other dynamics that will be super helpful to make that a little bit easier when it comes to making an offer. But it's very general to know the average price point. I'd also tell you that what's important is the median price point. So the average is taking all the homes that have sold, say, in the last month and dividing by the number of homes. That'll give you your average. The median is actually, if there's 30, it's the one in the middle at number 15. That's the median. And the reason why the median is good is because it cuts off the very low ones and the very high ones. So that's why the median, the middle point, gives you a different value than average. And sometimes a better idea of what you're looking at if you're looking at a more traditional home. There's always going to be ones that sell super low that are going to be more investment properties. Then you can have ones that sell super high, which are like the top of the top. So you do want to know like what's in the middle. Number two is your average days on market. If you're buying a home, don't you want to know what's reasonable in the town that you're interested in terms of how long houses sit on the market? I am going to give you a caveat for days on the market, but days on market is really important. It tells you how fast homes are moving, how fast they're going under contract. The one thing I'll tell you is that they move a lot quicker than the days on market seem. So if your average is 10 days on market, the reason why it's probably more like 5 is because in New Jersey, we have an attorney review period. The days on market are still running during that period until it's marked under contract. So if you get an offer on day 3 and you're in attorney review for 3 days, it's going to show 6 days on market. But realistically, it was really only available for 3 and they stopped taking offers at 3. So the lower the days on market, the higher demand in the market. It's something you want to know. So realistically, if you're in New Jersey, you need to be looking at these homes in the first week. Not many other options when it comes to that. So make sure that your agent's on top of the new listings every day, sending them out to you so you can be clear on what you can set up for coming soons or before to make sure you get in on time. And you're not calling on a Monday when they're already getting offers at 5 p.m. Number 3 on things your real estate agent should know if you're buying a home is the percentage of sales that are selling for over asking price. Markets are super hot. New buyers sometimes aren't adjusted, or sometimes it's the parents who think like, oh, you can get a deal on anything. Offering under is fine. What you need to have is an agent who's going to provide you the data and says, if you like any town USA, I just want to tell you that for single family homes in the last month, 17 out of 19 sold over asking prices. So when you're looking at the asking price, you're going to immediately assume that it's going to go for more. And you can figure out also what the average scale is going over. So if things are selling on the average of 10 to 15% over asking, when people start looking, if they can afford 500, that means they start to want to look 15 to 20% below. So they have room to scale up to that. And that's setting expectations. If you have someone who can afford 500,000 and you know everything's selling, 25 or 30,000 over asking, you can't be looking at houses priced at 499 because it's an unrealistic expectation. Will just create a little bit of distrust in pointing those out just for it to go much higher. Number 4 is whether the list price of a home when it hits the market is lower or higher than the actual value. These seem kind of similar, but they're really not. So if a house is listed at $699, if I'm a consumer, I want my agent to tell me, actually, that's intentionally priced low. The true value is $800. So you don't go in with a $700,000 budget thinking you can get it. is very, very important. And you also want to know in the higher end or any end if something's overpriced, because then you know maybe there is going to be some leeway. In that case, with this type of market, you're going to probably want to wait it out, see what happens during the first week, and then see if there's room to come down on the price. It's pretty easy for us. I'm going to get to a number 5 to run these values, but you really want a real estate agent on your side as a buyer's agent who can tell you like, yep, that one's priced very low. So that's not the actual value. I know it seems amazing that you can get this for $649, but it looks like it's going to sell for between $850 and $900. So let's be clear on what the budget is. So again, is it great to show people houses? Yeah, it's great, but you really don't want to show them houses that there's no chance it's going to match up on the price in the end. Just creates a disappointment funnel there. Number 5, the last thing of the 5 that your real estate agent needs to know if you are in the market to buy a home is how this home compares to other homes on the block. And I mean, in terms of value, we have a program called RPR, Realtors Property Resource. We use that to show you a full block shot of every house on the block. So if you're offering on 123 Main Street, and the block is all single family homes, I can send you all the homes on that side of the street on Main Street and on the other side. So you can see if you are making an offer of 550 and on your side of the street and the other side of the street, there's homes up to 800, that tells you that you have scalable value on the block and that if you do things to your house, there's no cap or ceiling on the block. You're much in a better shape if you're on the lower end to middle of the values on a block, because then you can know you can scale up and the higher end homes on the house are pulling the value of your block up. You never want to be the highest price house on your block because you have no comparatives next to you. You're the top of the block and it's very, very hard to get higher because you're always driving that. So I would want to know if I'm thinking I want to bid 800 because I love this house and the whole rest of the block is all 500, that doesn't give you good neighborhood value to compare to your home. Maybe your home could be worth the 800, but that means it's going to be the first one on the block that's that, and it's going to be 300,000 greater than all the other homes on the block. That's it. 5 tips. These are 5 questions you can ask your real estate agent. Again, they're not going to know some of these off the top of their head, but if you ask questions like this, they can go do the research. We do our research every single day, so it's a little bit easier to stay on top of it, know what the generalities of the numbers are, but this is what you want. It's a good tip. You may have a great agent and they may know this information or some of it. We like to provide this on my team at Streamline Properties on Market, brokered by eXp Realty, as just part of the package of us doing a great job for you as a home buyer. Have a great day.